Alright, hello ladies and gentlemen. This is Deep Talks with Spidey Guy, and we're going to talk about something that I've been thinking about a lot. And yes, I'm part naked. It's okay though. You're okay with it. Don't hate on them. And I'm not showing off or anything, which I kind of am because I'm proud about it. But I gotten a platinum trophy on this game now, so. But back to the real point and what actually matters. The deep talks with this here guy, Spidey Man. But I wanted to talk about how like you should find somebody that you really care about, and not just like care about because you're dating or anything like that, but genuinely care about that person. And how even though if you're like sad and you're dating that person and blah blah blah, doesn't mean you should make yourself all sad because they're sad with you. You should try to make them joyed, because I mean, what else are you there for besides to give them undivided attention that nobody else really should have to. And that, I think there's a lot of things people should do for their significant other, no matter if you're married or not. And that people shouldn't just date just because of getting something out of it or satisfaction. They should date because they actually want to be with that person and love that person like nobody else is going to. So I know that's kind of hard to like get when you first meet a person and know that you can actually do that with that person. I'm pretty sure it's pretty hard to do that. I'm not really sure. I mean, I'm sure because I've dated a lot of people in my life. Not like being a douche or anything. And then I've been through a lot of relationships, and no matter if they're in junior high or not, they're still actual relationships with actual people. And the fact that no matter who I picked and who I dated, I didn't enjoy it as much as I do when I'm with the girl I am with now. Because, not saying that all those other people sucked, but they're just not the right people for me. So when I say that it's hard to find a person like that, yeah, I understand that, but I mean, don't go and be with random people just because you're lonely and you want somebody. Be with them because that's who you want to be with, and not just because you want something out of it, like intercourse or anything else that you can get out of being in a relationship, money or whatnot. So you should actually date a person because you want to and not control them, but be there for them when they're in their changes. Because no matter how many times people say they hate change, they're changing constantly. I mean, literally, you're shedding thousands of layers of skin a whole out of a year or so. You're changing constantly. But the fact that people say they hate change is funny because you're changing constantly. How are you gonna hate? That means you hate yourself for changing, for getting better. Your skin is changing, and that's not a bad thing. Your skin's getting better, making new skin, so you can, for good purposes. It's not just getting rid of it just because your body wouldn't do that. So, like, dating people. Ah, man, I messed up. But like dating people, like think about Spider-Man in this game. I wouldn't say like every Spider-Man game or every Spider-Man, because he's not really the same in this Spider-Man as he is in the other ones. Well, I guess he kind of is, because he kind of broke up with Mary Jane and the other ones too. But like I'm saying, it's not about controlling, because that's why they broke up in this one. They broke up because he was being controlling and treating her like a baby. But towards the end of the game, they got back together and whatnot, and now they're good, because he treated her like an equal. Just because he has superpowers doesn't mean that he could treat her however he wants to. So the fact that no matter if they broke up or not, that doesn't matter. They actually got better over time. And then they're friends like the whole time, no matter how much they didn't want to be with each other or how much she didn't want to be with him. They actually got back together. They not put their past beside them, but like they put their past, they got better from their past, and they grew from it, no matter how hard it was to do that. Because, I mean, Spider-Man's job is, or not a job, but he wants to protect people constantly, so the fact that he couldn't protect her from danger 24/7, he wanted her to not do the things that she does, but he finally figured out what was the problem. I mean, she told him, but still. But they understood what was going on with each other after they talked about it. I mean, that's what people gotta do. You gotta talk, you gotta communicate. If you're not communicating with your other person, then you're just making a relationship that's bound to fail. There's no winning and keeping secrets. No, there's no secrets that you should keep from somebody that you love. Unless, I mean, like, if it's your parents, I mean, that's a different story, because, you know, they're your parents. They're not, I don't know, I can't say much about your parents and stuff, but your parents aren't always going to be there when you're grown up. They're going to die eventually, and maybe they're already dead. Not to hit any sensitive subjects, but I mean, your parents aren't going to be there. You know who's going to be there, you and whoever you choose to be there. They might die too, but still, you can still choose who you want to be by your side. So the fact that your parents try to tell you, yeah, I understand if they try to tell you from out of experience, but also think they don't know that person like you know them. They don't talk to them like they're supposed to. So when your parents are telling you, oh, you shouldn't be with them, blah blah blah, no, that's not their decision. That's yours. If you think you should be with them, then you should. But the only way you're gonna figure that out is by actually going with that person and being with them. Because nobody's parents know everything about their significant other and all that, and what you have actually been through with that person. Because who knows better than you, the person that's actually with that person? Nobody knows better than you, unless you literally are dating somebody that your parents know more about than you do. Then that's a different thing. But nobody knows who you're dating besides you, unless they've dated them before. But that's besides the point. We're not taking no freaking advice from no exes, unless they're just like a really bad girl and they cheated on that person. especially if they like cheated on you with somebody else that like that you think you could trust, or they cheated on somebody else that the other person thought they could trust. Yeah, that'd make more sense. That maybe that's when you should take somebody's advice. But then also at the same time, they could change. But then also at the same time, they could be hiding that they're a hoe, or that bad word. I already said it, so it's okay. But still, I mean, just Spider-Man, perfect, perfect person to take advice from. At least in this game, because he, him and MJ have problems. And if they can have problems, then I mean, anybody's gonna have problems. So, just the fact that people are gonna have problems, that's a bound thing to happen, no matter what. But it's how you go about those problems and how you handle them. Because if you handle them bad, I mean, of course you're not gonna be happy with that person, because you're just putting the problems under the belt or under the blanket and just hoping they'll go away. But monsters don't go away that easy. If they want you, they're gonna get you. And if you make your problems that bad, then they're gonna get you no matter what. So throwing problems under a blanket, or just throwing problems out the window when you think everything will be alright. If you don't deal with your problems, then yeah, you're not gonna have a healthy relationship. And you're the reason you're complaining about it. The only person that can help that problem is you. So if you think that problems are just going to go away, definitely not going to. So, but I firmly believe that people are good. They just have bad influences, just like most people. They just want to listen to everybody else, and so instead of themselves, which is really not smart. But I mean, we gotta all grow in our own ways, and I mean, if you're gonna be a bad person, then you're gonna be a bad person. I just realized that this is that one spot that I Am Legend was in. Right here. This looks exactly like it. That is insane. Where's the poster where it said Superman or whatever? No, that wasn't right here, was it? I don't even know. That's crazy though. This is that part where I Am Legend. No? I think I'm tripping. I don't know. Is he even in New York? I think he is in New York in I Am Legend. I'm sorry to get off track, but still, like I was saying, the only one that's going to cause problems in your relationship is you and your significant other. So if you're able to talk about them, talk about them. But if you're not, then I'm not saying break up with the person automatically, but you're never going to be comfortable with a person like you want to be if you can't talk about your problems. You got to learn about them. You got to study them. It's like an obsession. You should observe them really a lot. Because, I mean, the only person that's gonna make your relationship good is you. No outside sources can make a relationship better unless you're in that weird kind of relationship. But I doubt that that's even a relationship. You're probably gonna break up with that person anyways. So I just believe firmly that you're the controller of your stuff in your relationship. So if you want it to work, you're gonna make it work. So I just believe that, and that you should treat people with the respect you want them want to be treated with, and then help them when you can. I'm not really sure on what the topic was of this anymore, but I think there's a lot of good people out there, and they should just take time to actually learn about what's happening in their lives, because you're the only person that knows. No one knows besides you, and no one's gonna figure out besides you letting them know. So I think that's the most important thing. If you can do that in a relationship, you're perfectly fine. And I mean, you should help them, no matter how sad and lonely they might think they are, and how sad and lonely they could be in the future. As long as they're talking about it to you, and y'all are there together, and as long as you're helping, then everything's gonna be alright. There's no reason for you to stress about it. No matter if you think it's your fault that the person's sad. I mean, yeah, it could be your fault. It could not be your fault. But the only way the person's gonna know that is if the other person tells you. And if they don't want to be with you, then don't be with them, because it'll make them 10 times happier if they can actually find what they're trying to be happy about. So, I'm a firm believer in everything I just said, and that just being nice is gonna get you 10 times further than being mean and stubborn and put away from everybody. Well, not put away from everybody, but put away from the people that want to know what's going on with you and actually care. And like I said, you can choose those people. You might want different things out of your relationship than I do, but everybody needs somebody to talk to. It definitely should be the person you're trying to spend the rest of your life with. No one's going to be able to tell you about that person besides you. So, I think I'm going to do this last one, and we'll be good for the video. I just believe that people should be... I mean, there's not much more to say than just the fact that everybody needs somebody. I mean, you don't have to have somebody. Like, being alone is part of life, but everybody needs somebody to talk to, no matter if they're good for you or not. Just saying that you can find somebody good if you really needed to. So, if you want to be good and be with a person, then you should. If it's your time to be alone, be alone. But don't push everybody else out because you're in a state where you think you should have to be alone and be sad. No, that's when you should bring in people the most, because no one's going to help you besides that person. But, like I said, I think the video is over now, and I hope that if anybody's watching this, it helps you no matter what and who you are. But, peace out. Nice talking to you. Deep Talks with Spidey Guy, number 3. No, this is, yeah, number 3. Bye-bye, everybody.